Hello, welcome to Gutter Trash episode 266, Solomon Kane. My name is Eric.
I'm Jason.
Hello, Jason.
Hi, Eric.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going well.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel good. How about
I don't.
you? Don't?
No. In so many ways, I don't feel good.
I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Yeah. It's a little frosty out.
There's nothing to do with it.
No?
Nope.
No?
But although I'm sick and fucking tired of snow, I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, I think there's more coming.
I was afraid you would say that.
Yeah. At least it's not windy. Because I've been walking my dog, and it's super fucking cold when the wind is, like, going crazy. But the last day or so, it's just been cold, but not windy, which is awesome. I'll take it.
Yeah. Friday night, I stopped off for gas on my way home, and it was windy, as well as being like -5, something like that. And I just thought I'd just fill the car up real quick and go home. And it took a lot longer than I thought it would, and my hands still hurt like 10 minutes afterwards,
Right.
because of the cold.
Yeah.
I was not wearing gloves or
You
anything.
gotta wear the gloves.
Yeah.
I filled my gas tank up the other day I had my gloves on.
Yeah.
But my nose hairs felt like they were going to crystallize and then just dissipate.
Right, yeah.
So it was pretty cold.
Yeah. It's winter.
Mm-hmm. And we're in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin, he called from Florida.
Oh, that guy can go fuck himself.
And he was complaining to my mom that they closed the golf course because it was too cold.
My original statement stands.
Yeah. That was pretty awesome. But yeah. But, fucking Solomon Kane?
Solomon Kane.
This is the movie, not the novel or the comic or the
Right.
video game.
Yes.
Because there's probably a lot of different things of Solomon Kane, right?
I know for sure that there are. I know for sure that it started out as a Pulp Fiction magazine character.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there are books.
Created by Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
In Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Right.
And there are comics. As for anything else, I'm not terribly sure.
I imagine there's a video game, but maybe not.
I don't think there would be.
Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
You could go around killing people.
Well, you can do that with a lot of video games.
I know, right? You could make a fucking Marmaduke game like that.
Yep. Where Marmaduke goes around killing people.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't actually think there is a Solomon Kane video game, though. But this is the movie.
Yeah.
So this is based on a character created by Robert E. Howard, who also is more famous for creating Conan the Barbarian.
Right.
So it kind of almost makes me wish we had a Brian John Mitchell here to give us some, background, some history. He's our friendly Robert E. Howard expert.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't know. Maybe might be just my brain making this up, but I feel like he told me I would really like Solomon Kane.
Okay.
Like
as a character or the movie?
Not the movie.
Okay.
I think probably the book, but I might be misremembering that. That might be somebody else that told me that. But he does seem to know.
Quite a bit.
He's a treasure trove of Robert E. Howard information.
Sure. I've never read any of the stories or anything like that. I just knew he was, a Robert E. Howard character.
Mm-hmm.
Never even read the comic.
Yeah, me neither.
Which, I don't know how many comics there were. I just know that the most recent one was from Dark Horse. It had some, I think some Guy Davis covers.
Oh, really?
Maybe Mike Mignola did the covers. I can't remember. but I didn't check them out because
You got other stuff to do.
yeah.
There's too many good comics out there, you know?
And 90% of the books that I do buy, I barely read anyway. So, it was just one of those things.
Right. And it's like, you don't have enough time to read them unless you're me, and then you don't have enough money to read them.
Right.
So, either way, it just
doesn't work out.
Right, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of set in the... it's much later on than Conan, I would imagine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because Conan's set in the...
Conan's not really set in a time
Certain time,
period
right.
or on the Earth
Right.
or anything like that. Solomon Kane is set on Earth in the 1600s.
Okay, I was thinking 1500s, but yeah, 1600s, okay.
Early 1600s.
Yeah.
Because early on in the movie, the very first scene of the movie says it takes place in 1600 in North Africa.
Okay.
And then later on, there are some characters talking about traveling to the New World,
Right.
America. And so I looked up when the first pilgrims landed in America, the Plymouth Rock and all that. And it was around 1620 or so.
I should have remembered that from the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special, but I didn't.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Because Charlie Brown cartoons are terrible.
They're not great. And I didn't even like them when I was a kid. But for some reason, now I just feel compelled to watch them. Like, they do sort of have that warm, kind of fuzzy feeling to them. But yeah, I didn't, I remember watching them when I was a kid and thinking well, at least it's a cartoon.
Right.
But, it was never one of my favorites when I was a kid.
Yeah, never one of my favorites. There was one, I think it was almost movie length, which means to me as a kid it was probably 3 hours long, but it was probably only half an hour.
Right.
It was one that was just super depressing and weird, and it took place in France or somewhere. And
Was it Charlie Brown?
yeah,
Peanuts?
it wasn't based on a holiday or anything like that. It was just weird and depressing. And
They're usually a little down.
yeah. But even the holiday ones, I've never really been a fan of them.
I like them, but they're not great.
Yeah.
The Thanksgiving one is kind of depressing. At least the second half where it's a history lesson,
Right.
and then they just show everyone dying on the ships over here, and it's man, this is. I mean, I don't mind dark, and I think that's an awesome combination, dark and cartoony. But for some reason, that's just kind of a downer.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We're not here to talk about Charlie Brown or his holiday specials.
Robert E. Howard's Peanuts.
Yeah. We're here to talk about this movie we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, this really long movie. This movie that felt like it was going on for about 100 years.
It was slow in places. And but it was all right.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was all right. Yeah.
It definitely wasn't terrible. But I definitely will never watch this again.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. So Solomon Kane, okay. What's his story?
According to the movie, his story is that he is the fiercest warrior ever. And he just loves killing. And then he winds up on one of his warrior killing sprees, finding out that his soul has been sold to the devil, and the devil is trying to reclaim it. So then he dedicates his life to being a man of peace to try to reclaim his soul.
Right.
And then, when some people he befriends are killed and kidnapped, he makes a promise to the dying father that he would get his daughter back for him, and basically kill any and everything in his way to do it.
Right.
But then discovers that he can still redeem his soul by killing all the bad things in the world.
See? Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning there, it almost seemed like a chick track. It was
Right.
killing's bad, you gotta give it up. And, but, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the comic or what the original character was.
Right.
I did read up on his the character's Wikipedia page to figure out, because basically this movie is the origin story.
Right.
So I looked up the character's Wikipedia page to see like what the actual origin was, like the one that Robert E. Howard wrote, and apparently he didn't.
Oh, really?
Apparently, it was just a character who seemingly had no other goal other than to vanquish all evil.
So he was never evil in the Robert E. Howard thing, maybe?
Not in the way I guess he was presented in this movie.
Because he seemed like a real jerk at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Like killing his own people because they weren't helping him get all this wealth.
Right.
Yeah, he seemed like just a not nice guy.
He was kind of a dick.
He was a 0 in my book.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, and then that pretty awesome looking minion of death shows up with his giant sword.
Yeah.
He was pretty cool, but his voice
cool.
was cheesy.
Yeah. That's, I think, the one thing that gets me throughout this entire movie is that where everything is cool, there is something just as equally cliche and cheesy.
Yeah, yeah. And like comparing, I couldn't help but compare this to the Conan movie, which was so much fun.
Oh yeah.
And this movie, I don't know that there was a moment of fun in this movie.
There was like half a moment of fun.
Yeah.
When Solomon gets drunk at the tavern and he drops the bottle, and then there's two guys discussing whether that's Solomon Kane or not.
Right.
And in the background you can just see him just drunkenly try to look for
Pick
the
up his
bottle that he dropped.
Right.
That was
okay.
Humorous.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That was pretty much it.
Then there was 2 more hours of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with you 100%. A lot of people give the new Conan movie kind of a shit reputation, but
right.
I mean, I know we both enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And definitely because it was a ton of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And this one was just so serious about itself.
Oh, yeah. And not that it should have been a comedy or anything.
No.
But just kind of fun to, like a roller coaster in spots, where it's it's wow, this is fun, this is neat.
But I guess, it is kind of hard to, because Conan, he's unapologetic for what he is, and Solomon Kane is pretty much just only, apologetic for what he is.
Right.
His whole thing is his guilt, and Conan's whole thing is, I like killing.
Right. But maybe they could have peppered in, maybe if Pete Postlethwaite would have wore a jester's costume in the entire movie. I was really glad to see him. He's just fun to watch.
Yeah. One of his last movies, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is he dead?
He is dead.
I did not know that.
Yes.
That sucks.
Yeah. I think, okay, so this movie has been sitting on a shelf for some years now.
Oh, really?
I think this movie was made back in 2008.
Really?
And I think only in the last year was available on video finally.
Huh.
And never got a theatrical release.
Never really?
Yep.
Okay. Was it some of the problems that we're having with it? It was just kind of slow and...
I have no idea. It just never got released. I think it got released in Europe, but not in America.
Wow. Did not know that. There's elements that are cool about it, especially for me. I'm not a big fan of obviously
Sword and sorcerer.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of wizards and dragons and stuff. There was maybe a tiny bit of it, but even just sword kind of movies, I'm usually just not a fan of in general. But this one at least, I like the feel of it and the look of it, and I like the characters, but it just just not fun enough,
right? For the type of movie that it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're gonna have a movie where people are just getting their heads lopped off, and there's faceless demons and giant fire monsters coming out of mirrors and shit.
Right.
There should be some kind of fun in it.
Yeah, it's it's like Mike Mignola's stuff. it's so dark and it has such a look to it. If there wasn't an occasional humor in it, I think it would just be super fucking boring.
Right.
Even though it looks awesome.
But that comes from the character of Hellboy, you know, being just sort of, sarcastic and just easygoing and, just,
I think he realized that, though. He was like, that's a necessity to have this in there. Like, even his other stuff, like, I don't know, like, Screw on Head's pretty weird.
Screw on Head is all about just being weird and goofy. But, Hellboy, though, it's everything about it is dark except for Hellboy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes it awesome.
Right, and then, there's this, which is everything that's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, it comes down, I think, to the main character. Just, he's a dark character, and it's a dark theme and story and plot, whatever, so, there's really not anything there to contrast it.
Yeah, and I like dark stuff.
I do too, yeah.
But
again, it's the type of movie.
Yeah, I think it's the, yeah.
Because clearly they're not trying to pass along a message with this movie.
Right, exactly. Exactly. I think that's it. Yeah, it's not like there's some big social commentary thing. Unless they're saying don't make a deal with the devil or something.
Just, don't kill people. And, you can also maybe be redeemed for bad things you've done.
Yeah.
Sure. That's fine. But.
Yeah. They had some fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice looking movie for the most part until the very end.
Oh, the video game.
It becomes a shitty video game.
Yeah, I remember thinking that at the very end. I was like, I blinked for a second. I was like, wow. Sometimes like I'll come over to your house for drawing night and you'll be playing a video game.
Right.
And I was like, this looks like one of those moments where I walk in the door and you're playing a video game. It's I don't feel like I'm watching a movie right now. I feel like I'm watching a video game.
Yeah. It felt like just like a moment from like a God of War type video game where, you're just fighting a giant monster.
I think that's the exact one I was thinking of. Yeah, some of that was kind of cheesy. I did love there's like this group of sort of vampire creatures in the middle of the movie. I thought they looked great.
Oh, like the weird black-skinned zombie things.
Yeah. They were like chasing him around in the cellar labyrinth. I thought that looked really cool. But again, like that's the kind of thing. It's like, you describe it and you're like, yeah, these zombie monsters. Like, oh, that sounds fun, but no, it's really not. Yeah. It's not cool. It's not scary. It's not fun. It's just kind of there.
Right. And I think there were like. At the very beginning of the movie, there were some cool-looking creatures, that were, like, hiding in mirrors and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just for every, like just the pervasive tone of darkness throughout the whole thing with no, or not darkness, but just,
bleak. Just
bleak and self-serious. And, but then, like, for every cool aspect, they would just turn it around and just have a character say, like, the very thing you're expecting that character to say.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, really? That's his father? Oh, really? That's that sort of thing.
I mean, like 30 minutes into this movie, like, I'm already figuring out, like, what the twists are going to be at the end, and then was 100% correct.
It took me a little longer, but it was always...
exaggerating a little bit, but...
It was always a few minutes before it happened.
Right,
But yeah, that could have been just left out of
the
movie.
Yeah. And then the ending was just so anticlimactic. Like it was just a non-ending, really.
Yeah. I can't remember how it ended.
Like literally 20 minutes ago we finished watching this movie.
Yeah.
And
I remember that it ended.
Right, yeah. But this giant monster, like, comes out, and it's, like, building up to this thing, and it's, like, the devil coming to claim, Solomon Kane's soul, and then just, like, the monster chases him around the room for about 30 seconds, and then Solomon Kane does something, and then the monster disappears, and the girl is saved, and
Solomon that's right, the girl, yeah, that's where it was.
It was just, like, that was it.
Yeah.
Like there was no fight, there was no build-up, it was pointless.
Yeah.
But, again, not a terrible movie. Just
it sounds like we hate it, but we really, I don't think either one of us do.
I don't hate it, but I definitely don't like it.
Yeah. It's definitely not as good as I was hoping it would be.
Yeah.
But it looked cool, and
yeah,
some of the characters are neat. Like you said, the monsters, the mirror monsters, I thought were cool, and those vampire zombie things were great.
Right.
But yeah, just kind of no Conan, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What else did he? Doesn't he have a third big character?
Cull,
that's what it is. Yeah.
Cull the Conqueror, whatever. Or am I thinking of Krull the Conqueror?
I think you're right. I think it's Krull.
Right.
I think Krull is just Krull.
Okay.
Yeah. With that weird, like, throwing star symbol. Yeah. Is there anything... You said you were looking up stuff on the Wikipedia page. Did you find out anything weird and, like, interesting about the character of the movie?
Not really, no.
Nothing really. Yeah.
I guess he does have like quite a bit of a supporting character cast in the stories, but
see, that might help.
Yeah, that would help.
Like if there was like a side story that they kind of went back and forth to, and because it's not like the story is great in this movie.
No,
I mean, it's just like, okay, he's getting revenge,
right?
And it's like, okay, so you can do that a couple different ways, but they kind of just chose the boring way.
Right. Didn't really, no, nothing.
No.
Yeah. And like, other than like Pete Postlethwaite, like none of the performers were really all that great. And like not Christopher Plummer. I always get him and Max von Sydow confused, but it's Max von Sydow's in this movie. Even like for the minute and a half that he's in it, it was just not that great.
Not his best.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly for him, it was just a paycheck or whatever.
Right. Yeah. He got to lay around and sit around for most of it. So.
Right. Yeah. But like the guy that plays Solomon Kane, James Purefoy, the only thing I've ever remembered seeing him in, he's currently on the show called The Following with Kevin Bacon.
Oh, okay.
And for the longest time, I thought he was the guy that originally got hired to play Wolverine in the X-Men movie instead of Hugh Jackman, but like then pulled out and Hugh Jackman got the job. But I was wrong. It's not that guy.
They do have a similar look.
They do have a similar look and a similar sort of presence. Yeah. And like throughout this movie, he's just grumbling and growling his way through all the lines with Irish accent. I wasn't sure. Yeah. I
didn't really think any of the actors are that terrible.
Oh, they're not terrible, but they're definitely not memorable.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of all around, just kind of like an
right. Yeah.
kind of movie. It's like, like I don't have the energy to say it was bad, but I certainly am not gonna go touting how good it was either. It's just kind of like, I'd just rather pretend this never happened.
This movie is an audible sigh.
Yeah. And one of that too. It might have been Avery instead of Brian John Mitchell that told me I would like this because he really likes this movie, and I think he used to buy the comics at Mavericks, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you should watch it." I'll have to give that guy a talking to. Like, what do you like so much? But maybe I missed it. Maybe I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to it that I'm just like, oh wow, shit.
I'm distracted over the past couple of days and then today, so maybe my mind is just on other things. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when I was paying attention to the movie, I was not really fully enjoying it.
Yeah.
And again, it's seen much worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure.
I don't know. I guess this would be something that like I'd perfectly be fine to have on if I was doing other stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not too distracting, but yeah. But again, like I would rather fucking watch Empire Strikes Back in the background, if I was going to do that. I don't know. Yeah, it's just could have been much better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do know that James Purefoy was originally cast as V in the V for Vendetta movie.
Really?
And pulled out of that. So he was a character with sharp things and similar head weight.
Yeah, he did have a similar kind of... And there was a cool scene I thought of our friend Brian John Mitchell when they were burning the the plague-ridden corpse of their baby, and there was a couple priests with the plague masks on.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Those are neat-looking masks. Some cool visuals.
Yeah, this is just definitely well shot, and definitely, it's yeah, it is just a visual.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is, just everyone is just doing okay. Just
no one's gonna get fired.
yeah, exactly.
No one's gonna get an award.
Exactly. This is the movie version of keep your head down and go straight.
Yeah.
Don't look anybody in the eye. Do not rock the boat.
I would agree. Yeah. So they never obviously planned a sequel for this?
I'm sure they wanted to, but,
since it didn't really get a release.
Never came out, yeah, so maybe they're just really hoping a lot of people will watch it on Netflix. Yeah, I'm sure people did. Yeah. But, it was just okay.
Just okay.
Yeah.
Some things are just okay.
Yeah, not everything can be great.
I mean, we strive just to be okay, and we don't even get that.
Nope. Not one bit.
So, wow.
Yeah. All right. I got nothing else, really.
Yeah.
I can say, the guy that played the big bad towards the end, Malachi, who I don't think they even mentioned until 20 minutes till the movie was over.
Right.
Yeah. I like that actor. He's been in things, but he usually he was in a George Romero movie called Bruiser.
Okay.
Which I really like. It's not great, but I like it, and I probably like it mostly because it's one of his few non-zombie movies.
Right.
And also the Misfits are in it, and Peter Stormare.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
3 things I enjoy.
The Misfits music or the actual dudes?
The actual dudes.
Oh, that's neat.
They're a band playing a concert during
wow.
the climactic scene.
Glenn Danzig era?
No, it's Michael Graves
okay.
era.
Yeah. Even better.
Yeah. So that guy has been in that movie, and then he has been in a ton of other movies. Usually only has one line or one scene.
I didn't recognize that fella.
He was in the first Kick-Ass movie.
Okay.
He played the guy in front of an elevator.
Oh, the guy in front of the elevator.
Yeah.
He made that film.
He was also in X-Men First Class.
Okay.
He played Nightcrawler's dad.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
See, I remember seeing both of those movies, but I don't remember that guy at all.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
He's kind of a that guy, but he never really gets a big role.
Right.
And apparently, some of his roles, he's just in a ton of makeup where you can't really see his face.
Right, like this one.
Like this one, like X-Men First Class and Bruiser with George Romero. Because that whole movie is about him losing his face.
Oh. Well. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you would hope then that there's makeup involved.
Yeah.
Hopefully they didn't just capture it on film as it happened. Bruiser. I might have to watch that.
It's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
It's better than this one?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
There's some fun to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got just as terrible an ending, though. It's got a worse ending.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Sometimes that does kind of let all the steam out of a good movie.
Yeah.
But, this movie could have used the Misfits playing around in it or something.
Yeah, like a medieval
if they were at the bar.
Band.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, just little things like that peppered throughout would have made... I mean, obviously not the fucking Misfits,
right,
but just little fun things peppered throughout would have made a huge difference, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm officially done with Solomon Kane.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Brian John Mitchell recommend a story that I should read.
Solomon Kane story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's, maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just the movie that I didn't enjoy, and I would totally enjoy a written story.
Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't either.
All right, then. Take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Okay.
We'll scrub our minds.
You were going to say earlier.
Our Brian's.
Our Brian's.
Yeah. If Brian was here, I would scrub him. I'd put him in one of those little 10 like circular bathtubs, like old days where his knees are pointed up.
Yeah.
And then like I would scrub him with a big brush.
Be careful. He looks frail.
Yeah. I'll use a lot of soap.
All right.
Coming to get you, yeah, I'm coming to take you away. You witches are evil, you worship the devil, so listen to what I say. Peacefully from at your hearts, I'll have you witches pray. Must destroy you, plan, tell you, watch you wither away. Who's coming to get you? It's coming to take you away. Find you guilty, witch woman, because I'm the witch. Find a general. Trust be gone, and people come from many towns around. Find them guilty just to please me, beat them to a halt. Bite their brains and cut their veins and strike them to the ground. Some their bodies till they're dead, let the soul be their surround. Who's coming to get you? It's coming to take you away. Find you guilty, witch woman, because I'm the witch. Find a general. Well, he picks us up, he knocks us down, he says he hates to slam. Blaze with us like bombs in chairs, come on, let's get a game. Gun is tied, he'll take his fancy witch little man. With you up, let's grab her open, watch the best head. Well, you think you can beat me? Hang me completely. Should know better than that. I'll take your wenches, lie them on benches, feed them to a rat. And if you try me, even deny me, beat you your bread. So come on, folks, don't try to provoke us to meet a fragile man. When I'm the witch, find a general.
Hey, welcome back to Gutter Trash. Hello. All right.
So fucking A. What are we doing now?
I don't know.
What's life about these days?
God, don't ask me.
Okay.
Because nothing good is what I will tell you.
Okay.
I am not doing well.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, I've been enjoying your drawings.
Oh, thank you. Thank
So-
you. I've been in. No, I haven't. I was going to say I've been enjoying drawing, but I haven't. Well, part of it is a lack of tools.
Right.
Well, not lack of, but just like I drew the shit out of something, and the nib just is over.
Yeah, it's done.
Like it is just flush up against the metal tip of the pen.
Right.
There is just very little to use to ink anything anymore. So I had to make an emergency pen part purchase.
So you can replace the nib.
Yes.
That's good.
It's a set of pens that, you can replace the nibs and you can replace the ink.
That's good.
Copic multi-liner SPs.
Ooh.
Bought a set for like $80 about 2 years ago during the Sketch Day 1.0.
Yeah.
I really enjoy them, but they've it's getting to the point now where I need to make some maintenance to them.
So they're refillable, eh?
Yes. And I think I've told you this before, but I had a set that I bought years and years ago at McAllister's, an art store in Dayton that sadly no longer exists.
Yeah, except for kind of a subpar website now.
Right, yeah. And so I bought a set there, but Eric didn't know that they were refillable and with replaceable nibs at the time.
Oh.
And so Eric just threw them away when there was no more ink or the nibs got ruined.
I do remember that. That's tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I actually was on McAllister's website this week because I need some stuff too, and it was just so sad. It was like seeing like someone that you went to high school with, and they just look like they went through hell and they can't do anything anymore. Because that was like the best art store I've ever been to.
It was pretty great. Yeah.
And that website, oh man, like they hardly have anything that I remember them having there. Because there's like certain things like certain kind of pens and whatnot I would buy over and over from the store. And they don't have them now, and their website's just fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's too bad.
Yeah. As far as pens go, I kind of, I recommend jetpens.com.
Yeah.
They have a pretty good selection. You may not be able to find exactly what you're looking for, but something close.
I actually did find exactly what I was looking for.
There you go.
But they're like 20 cents more than at Dick Blick.
Okay.
I didn't look at all the shipping stuff to factor it in, but it might end up being cheaper than Dick Blick with the shipping, but yeah.
I will say this about jet pens, they're super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I ordered them on Thursday. I would be surprised if I didn't get those by Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
And honestly, I kind of expect to get them Monday.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, they're pretty quick.
It's pretty good.
Pretty quick turnaround. Plus, you order $25 worth of stuff, then free shipping.
Oh, okay. Well, I certainly would.
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
Yeah.
I got money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I got a new cat.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Hopefully not for long, but after dinner Friday night, we got home from the Mexican restaurant, and there was this cat just hanging outside, and it's like fucking, I don't know, 10 degrees maybe.
Right.
And like
we talked about
and
this
super
earlier,
windy,
sure.
right? Yeah. And so I felt really bad for this cat, and we fed her some dry cat food.
Yeah.
And she just kind of like ate it as if it had been weeks since she ate anything.
Right.
And so we looked around, and she asked the other people in the building that she lives in, and the people across the street. Nobody knew who it was, whose cat it was. So I just put it in my car and drove it home. And it's been in my upstairs for 2 days. And I swear it's just like laying there because I slept up there a couple nights, and just so it wouldn't freak out.
Right.
And it's just like every time I go up there now just to feed it or check the litter box, it's just like laying there spread out on the bed, like purring.
Yeah.
Like it's super happy. Or she's super happy.
Yeah.
So she's really cute.
I know this is part of a sales pitch to try to get me to take the cat.
No, it's part of our next contest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first person that emails us gets a free cat. We'll mail it to you.
But no, you did ask me if I wanted to take it, and I'm considering it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really need to, because pretty soon I'm going to accidentally name it, and then I'm going to accidentally fall in love with it,
Right.
and then I'm accidentally going to live with it for the rest of its life.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm just, I'm not a good person, and I'm not a responsible person. I'm barely an adult. And
All of us are.
Yeah, but me less so than others, and I don't know that I can take care of another living thing. I don't know that I could keep it alive or safe.
Well, I'd be over here twice a week to check on it.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I guess next episode we'll find out for sure whether I take the cat or not.
Yeah, hopefully it won't belong to me at least by then. Because I've asked my cousin, and I asked Doogie, and asked you.
Yeah.
So hopefully. Or hopefully the owner is like, hey, putting up signs around the neighborhood. Like,
Right.
I actually really care about this cat, and please give it back to me, that sort of thing.
Right.
That would be the best. That way no new person has to, take it on. But
Right.
yeah. She's cool. And then Doogie fucking scared the shit out of me when he's like, what if she's pregnant? Because she's got a little bit of a belly, but I mean, her whole body is a little, I'm used to Goo. Like, Goo is super thin, and this cat's just kind of hardy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but the whole thing is kind of meaty, you know? So I don't know.
My parents, we took on a stray once, and there was a little bit of a fear at first that she might be pregnant because her belly dragged on the ground.
Oh.
Like she had a saggy belly.
Yeah.
And we eventually found out later that obviously she never gave birth, so
Right.
there was that.
Right.
But we found out the reason why she had that. So it was when she was younger, she got hit by a car. And, the owners, rushed her to the hospital, and they fixed her and saved her life, obviously, but, just scar tissue and
Right.
just the trauma from
Oh,
that.
wow.
She kind of had just a dangly belly.
Yeah.
And then they abandoned her, and she came to live with us forever.
Why would they do that after spending the money to surgery?
Well, it was... these people moved in behind us, and I guess... It was a mom and her 2 kids, and then stepdad. And stepdad did not like the cats.
Yeah.
So basically kept them outside the entire time.
Right.
And so, these cats would just sort of wander around the neighborhood, and, there's 2 of them. And so this one, we always saw this orange one walking around, and, whenever we would, try calling, here, kitty, whatever, and it would just run away. So one day we're sitting on the porch, and this is back in 1994, and we're sitting on the porch, and we see the orange cat. We're like, here, kitty, and then all of a sudden, just out from one of our bushes, this brown cat comes walking out,
All right.
and just starts purring and drooling, and it just starts rubbing up against everything, and so we pet it, and then it just like a fire hydrant from out of its mouth, just drool all over the
Nice.
porch and patio, and just as if it had never been paid attention to before.
Oh.
And then within 3 months, it was just living with us.
Right. Yeah.
And,
That's how it happens.
And she was mine, like she loved me, just always was around me all the time.
Does she keep up the drool?
She eventually stopped drooling
Right.
once she realized that there were people that were going to pay attention to her.
Right.
And,
The
always
that
better.
initial excitement wore
Yeah.
off.
But she did do it for a while though. She would jump up on your lap, and you'd have to make sure that you had an afghan or a blanket on, because she would just soak you.
That's slightly adorable, but
It's super adorable.
kind of gross.
It's super gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, the only thing it does, I've noticed sometimes when it eats, it does that thing where it kind of looks like it's kneading bread with its paws.
Okay, yeah.
But it laid in the bed with me all night, and it didn't do it at all in the bed. So I don't know. I don't think it's a weaning thing. It might just be a weird eating habit.
Could be.
I don't know.
Cats do weird shit.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That's why they're so awesome.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I told it on the show or not, but a couple weeks ago, my friend and I went to there's a local animal shelter here called Sixa,
Yeah.
and our friend Joe's wife works there part time. But my friend and I went in because you can just go in and play with cats.
That's so awesome.
And so, we just went in to play with cats, and there's, 2 rooms dedicated to the cats just kind of roaming free. There's, an adult cat room and then a kitten room.
Right.
But then they have a room where, they're just, it's just cats in cages, and so, we didn't notice that until we were about to leave, and so we went in there, and we were just looking at all the cats, in these cages, and it was heartbreaking, but adorable.
Right.
But, I noticed this one cat, and it was facing away from me. It was a solid black cat, and it was about the size of a 14-pound turkey.
Wow.
I mean, it was gigantic.
Right.
And it was facing away from me, and it was on this little piece of carpet that they had on the in the cage, and it was just doing that kneading thing.
Yeah.
Just doing it, just going nuts, just doing that. But I walked past it 3 or 4 times, and it just never stopped. And so finally, I reached in, and I was just looking at it, just doing it. And so finally, I reached my finger inside the cage, and I tapped on the bottom of the cage, and it just stopped, and then just hunkered down, and but never looked at me, never faced me. His ears never twitched towards my direction. It was just fuck, I got caught. Maybe if I just stop, they'll forget that it happened.
Right. He was trying to dig his way out of the prison.
Yeah,
It was all the guards here.
It was you're just a fucking weird cat.
Yeah. Wow. This is weird. I think that, yeah, I guess that's a weaning thing, maybe?
Yeah. Because, again, the drooly cat also would do that, too.
Yeah.
And there was one time where we adopted this little kitten that our neighbors found in a church parking lot abandoned. And we took that in, and it, yeah.
Right.
It would suckle on your armpit whenever you would pet it, and it would do the kneading thing. But it had claws, and so it would basically just would fuck up your arm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, this one's got claws too, and she's never done it to me, just the floor.
Right.
So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Some cats, they're pretty gentle with their claws. They still have them. The cat that my parents had, Max, he had his claws, but you would never know because he would just never really use them or anything like that. He was also a biter, but he would never bite hard or anything like that.
Right. Just for fun.
Yeah.
Just playing around.
Just playing around.
Kind of like I do sometimes.
Yeah.
We're watching movies.
Yeah.
Right. I get scared. He's Solomon Kane's fighting the mirror monster, and I go over and bite on your kneecaps.
So, yeah. Cat chat.
Kitty time.
It's far more enjoyable than anything else going on in my life right now. So,
Yeah.
things are good.
Yeah.
Things aren't.
Things will get better. Things will get better.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Haven't really watched any movies. I've been watching My Name is Earl
Yeah.
on the Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. I've been addicted to YouTube and drawing random things that have nothing to do with the comic I'm working on.
Right.
So this week was kind of wasted.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you need that.
You've been doing all right with your comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. I kind of believe in the thing where, if you're working on one particular thing artistically, sometimes you should take a detour once in a while.
Yeah, especially I got to the end of the first chapter. The first chapter it's ready to scan and print.
Right.
But before I start inking the second chapter, which that was a problem too. I had to rewrite some stuff because I had some trouble there. So that took the wind out of my sails for a little bit. But yeah, but it's kind of fun to like just take a break and do random drawings. And,
Yeah. Maybe what you should do is, before you sit down to work on, your work, you should do like a warm-up sketch or something beforehand.
Right.
Just a doodle or whatever.
do a page in my sketchbook.
Yeah.
Maybe I shall.
Just to get the juices flowing.
Oh, I like to get my juices
I
flowing.
know you do.
Yeah, I did a little driveway shoveling today.
Oh.
Just a little bit, just enough to get the car out. Because they had plowed the street, and it was like a barricade of ice. And
Yeah.
so that was fun.
Yeah. I have not left this house of my own power in the past 2 days.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. We walked to the grocery, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went out today to eat Mexican food.
Yeah, that was tasty.
Yeah, but again, not of my own power.
Yeah.
You drove me
Right.
both times. Even while we walked to the grocery store, you drove me.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So I guess, should I pick a comic?
You should probably pick a
I'd
comment.
say our lives are obviously not as our lives are about as interesting as the film Solomon Kane.
Yeah.
So I'll put us out of our misery.
All right.
Okay.
I am looking forward to finding out what this is. You've been teasing me for like 2 weeks about it.
There's like a 10% of me that fears you're gonna veto it.
All right.
But
Now I could add a retaliation for what you did. No.
but you knew before you
I
even
know,
picked
yeah,
that
no,
thing.
yeah.
And I will say, like, since we're recording this for posterity, there's like a percentage, like a 1% of me that wishes I hadn't vetoed that. Well, especially now that we watched Solomon Kane. I know, but because it might have been kind of fun in a like
Right.
train wreck kind of way.
Yeah.
But so I'm just putting it out there. Maybe in a month from now, if you pick it again, maybe I won't veto it.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, this one is an oldie, maybe a goodie.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say.
All right.
But it's something I kind of have wanted to read for a long, long time, and I've even owned issues of it as it was on the shelf, and I just never read them. But this one is a collection of the first 4 issues of Rye, the Valiant comic book from 1992.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you down for this?
Sure.
We've never reviewed a Valiant comic.
We have not.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Sweet. Not what you expected?
Not at all.
Because the other day you were like, okay, just at least tell me, is it Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, or Image? And I was like, I don't want to say, because
Right.
if I said none of those, you'd be like, what?
Oh, yeah. I don't know that I would have
Really?
immediately thought of Valiant.
Right.
Because I never think of Valiant.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. That is like I mentioned it last week. I had been listening to the Marvel The Untold Story audiobook.
Right.
And like Jim Shearer obviously was like a huge part of that book. And then like once he left Marvel, he went to form Valiant, and they
Right.
talk about it a little bit.
Oh,
you
okay.
know, and about how he also got fired from Valiant.
All right. So maybe you'll have some behind the scenes stuff.
No, not
Yeah,
really.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a footnote, basically.
Right.
But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Sweet.
Fucking Valiant. Rye.
Yeah,
Weird.
by Dave Michelin and Joe St. Pierre and then a couple other dudes.
All right. Okay, so hold on. Maybe getting that confused with Bloodshot.
Oh yeah.
What was Rye?
Rye looked very, very similar to Bloodshot.
Okay.
But he was like kind of a ninja, where Bloodshot was kind of like a Rob Liefeld version of
Okay,
like a character
alright.
with shoulder pads and guns.
Right.
But yeah, he
Well, then who was Ninjak?
that was the Quesada thing. I had never read Ninjak.
But that was Valiant too.
Yeah, that was Valiant. Yeah.
Right.
Valiant, Ninjak and Bloodshot were like the later on, like a year or so into the Valiant thing.
Okay.
And Rye was actually the first Valiant comic that wasn't based on a 60s character.
Right.
So it's like their
Dr. Solar, Turok, and
Magnus.
Magnus, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Exo Manowar, though, he was one of the first.
He was one of the rival. I didn't know this until I read the trade, like in the introduction. They said it was the very first like thing they created as far as a character. Because he was in a couple of. We can talk about it later. But he was in Magnus before he had his own series.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm sure it won't be great, but I'm excited.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next week,
Right. Dust off your Valiant comics and read along with us.
Wow. All right. I'm flabbergasted.
Awesome.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.